Hi, welcome. I'm Candice Groves. I am the architecture teacher over here at Marietta High School, and I'm going to be walking you through my Schoology pages for the two different courses that I'm teaching. One is Intro to Drafting and Design, and the other is Architectural Drawing and Design. So if you just bear with me for a second, I will share my screen and get started. Okay. So every student has a dashboard like this, so do each of the teachers. And so on this dashboard are the individualized links to the different Schoology pages that line up with the courses that the students enrolled in. So if your student is enrolled in one of my Intro to Drafting and Design courses, their icon or the little graphic image will look something like this, either a hand drawing over a rendering or a little model being built, just depending on what day they're taking the class. If they're in an architectural drawing and design course, they get a fancy little building, specific to architecture. Just look for either one of these icons and click on it and you'll be in the right spot. I have set up this page as just a example page that I will walk through with you. The course structure, all of the pages for each of these courses is set up the same way, but we'll just click on this one as an example. You'll notice here at the very top of this landing page is a pinned announcement. So for every single course, I have the Zoom reminders and a hyperlinked Zoom link right there. I also have the meeting ID and the passcode, should the student just need to type it in instead of using a hyperlink. I have disabled the one for this course just for the video so that none of the students in any of the other classes get this Zoom link mixed up with their actual Zoom link. But I will go back and change it after the video. So the student could just click here. Alternatively, the student could click here for their Zoom link. And then as a third method to make sure that the students have it covered, we have Zoom info right here. And it gives a little bit more instructions, as this is a PDF, and so it has some Zoom instructions as well as the hyperlink in that document. Also on this landing page is this folder here. This gets into the meat of the course, and we'll do that in just a moment. While we're here though, I just was going to mention a couple other things. I do have a syllabus posted on the landing page, but I also have one in a course folder, which we'll show you in just a moment. I also have information on Zoom tutoring. So we have, since I have 6 different classes, I have a unique Zoom code for each class so that a student from one class doesn't accidentally pop into another course on a different day or a different time. But because I offer tutoring to all 6 classes, I have one Zoom link that funnels all the kids to a Zoom tutoring session should they need to reach us during our virtual office hours, which is every morning before school and every afternoon after school, and then also from 8 to 12 on Fridays. So your student, if they wanted additional help or had questions about something specific, they can certainly pop into this Zoom using this specific link before and after school and on Fridays. Oh, Friday, however, is by appointment only because we have a lot of meetings on Fridays. Okay. I also have information about meals and technology. So if you are interested in the meal distribution or technology distribution, click here. Those are some really great programs that are being offered. So you definitely check it out if you feel so inclined. On this side here, I've got updates, and I believe that the student would get an update notice about the announcement that I have posted here. And at the other side, I've got a calendar, and I believe all this Schoology pages are set up this way. And so here you can see that we've got announcements for, technical clubs or, homework that's due. If, however, a student has missed a date or a deadline, they can click on this calendar icon here, and then they can see you know, the different assignments here, and they can click on that and access that past assignment this way and view item and then go directly into the assignment. Alternatively, the student can get to the assignment through this folder structure, and that's where we'll go next. Let's see, so in the folder structure, so you've clicked once, like you're in my landing page, and so you have one click to get into this folder structure, and then another click to get into the actual folder. So we've got it labeled by what unit and the date range from when we're covering that unit. Let's go here first to course information and orientation. This was the very beginning of school. I posted the syllabus in here again. I have general resources for the class. I have information again on Zoom. This is actually covering how to get into Zoom, and it also tells the students how to go through all the different orientation materials that we posted that first week or two of school. And then I also have a teacher info page here. So let's go ahead and do that real quick, get that out of the way. This is just they asked us to do a little introduction of ourselves. So again, my name is Candice Groves. I do come from a very diverse background. I worked as a practicing architect for about 10 years doing commercial architecture. I still maintain my architecture license through continuing ed. I'm also what's called a LEED accredited professional, and that is for green building. I used to work at a green building nonprofit in Atlanta, and so I worked a lot with commercial architects, commercial engineers, building owners, product manufacturers, teaching them about LEED, about sustainability, about how to save water and energy in their buildings, how to save resources, how to set up recycling programs, green cleaning programs, you name it. If it had to do with healthy buildings, we covered it, or energy efficiency, we covered it. And that's actually how I got into teaching, was, you know, teaching professionals. And then I started working with some schools and school systems and did a little bit of curriculum development on some energy efficiency stuff with them and a couple different school systems, and took the leap into teaching full-time about 5 years ago. I was teaching science before coming here to Marietta this year. So let's see, if you need to get a hold of me, you can reach me at my email address, cgroves@marietta-city.k12.ga.us. I'm in room J108 in the new J Hall. You can also reach me by calling the high school, and then my extension is 5358. Let's see, oh, I forgot to mention, I also have 2 Marietta City School kids, so I'm glad to, you know, officially become a Blue Devil by joining the staff here at Marietta High School, but obviously I have 2 future Blue Devils in the school system, one in elementary and one in middle school. Let's see, I graduated from Savannah College of Art and Design, go Bees, and I took a drafting class in high school, and that's just kind of how my career got started. Earned a master's degree in architecture from SCAD before practicing commercial architecture, as mentioned, and green building. And I have a little info here, just, you know, just to get to know you kind of thing with the kids. And then I also have the schedule here, the course schedule, and information on tutoring down there as well. Okay. So you can navigate backwards by hitting the back arrow, of course. I'll show you different ways to navigate as we go through. Now let's dive in. Let's see the syllabus. So this is a year-long course. This is the syllabus for Intro to Drafting and Design, but there's also a syllabus on the correct Schoology page for architectural drawing and design as well. This is the preferred email right here, the one I mentioned just a moment ago. This second email that's listed on the syllabus is only if the student is logged into their City of Marietta account will this communicate with me. So if they're logged in, like through Schoology, for instance, they can, you know, send a message to me that way, and then it goes directly to this email account. But if you're using, say, a Gmail or, you know, some other account outside of City of Marietta account, it will not reach me at this address. So you must use this address if you're not logged in with your City of Marietta account. Our office hours and tutoring hours, quite frankly, are anytime between the hours of 7:30 to 8:30. So if you need us in the morning before school, you can reach us then, or any afternoon once classes are over, 2 to 4:30. That's Monday through Thursday. And then on Fridays, 8 to noon, again, by appointment only, because we have a lot of meetings on Fridays. Let's see. Continuing down, this gives you information about how to log into Schoology. Go to marietta.schoology.com, enter your lunch number, your birthday. Here's a disclaimer about how Zoom sessions are recorded, and we've also covered this in class. So Zoom sessions are recorded, chats are recorded, so if we need to pull anything up, we can. That happened in class. This is the course description for the Georgia Department of Education. This describes the intro to drafting and design, and then we have a different description, of course, for the architecture, drawing and design course. This particular class, the intro class, is the intro class to either pathway, either architecture or engineering. And so both of those are 3-year pathways. At the end of the 3rd year of architecture pathway, there would be a end of pathway assessment, and the same thing for engineering. There would also be an end of pathway assessment at the end of the 3rd year for that path as well. We do have some print material. We do have some virtual material, internet-based material. So those are all published, and resources are on Schoology. I'll dive in a little bit more there later. Some supplies. We ask that the students, although virtual, still get your school supplies. We've got to stay organized as we're doing this. So 3-ring binder, notebook, notebook paper, pencil, scissors, glue, felt tip pen, earbuds, especially if somebody else in the home is doing virtual school, a sketchbook. So I do plan to do a lot of drawing in this class. And so I ask students to get an inexpensive sketchbook. It could be just a few bucks, but it's a great record of where the students started and then how they've progressed through the year. And then this is, I'd say, optional, the scale. It's kind of like a ruler, but it's a little bit different. It's a technical piece of equipment for architects and engineers. If your student knows that they want to pursue the architecture path or the engineering path, you could go ahead and invest in a scale. You can get them as inexpensively as like $5 or $6. If they're undecided or you don't think that you want to get one of those at this time, that's okay. We will teach the students how to use a ruler as well. And then we also have possibly another workaround for virtual that the students can use for scale once we get to that unit, because we will be doing some technical drawing. There are also on the syllabus some clubs that are posted here and even contest opportunities. So there's lots of different organizations in the architecture and engineering pathways that promote student development and, reach out to students. So there's all sorts of different things that, we hope the students would like to get involved in. So there's information here about that. And then there will also be more information on the school's website about clubs. So just keep your eyes open for info on that. We have information here as well on the National Technical Honor Society. So by going through this pathway, you can earn that upon graduation and maintaining all those requirements listed. Okay, so for grading, we have a couple different categories. One is formative. As the student is learning about the information, they will receive formative grades, on like small assignments or possibly quizzes. We also have a work ethic and professionalism as, part of our curriculum over here in the College and Career Academy. So that's also formative as well. Summative is once the student has finished a unit, it's a summary of what they have learned. So summative holds a higher weight in the overall grading scale. So we've got projects or tests that will be administered. Here's the standard grading scale. And then here's information on late work. So if by chance a student has some late work, there's a difference if it's late work due to neglect or like say if there's a family emergency. So if something comes up, please just communicate with your teachers and we will work with you on how to get this information in, how to get the assignments in, especially if there was a family emergency. But we just need to know that. It needs to be communicated. So if a student is absent, Then we ask that they go to Schoology and they look for the particular unit that we're working in, you know, bracketed by the dates. And then we will also, if a student can't find the information that they need, then they can certainly like reach out to us and get that information from us through a message. There's information here on expectations for the virtual classroom, Zoom guidelines, and in the classroom once we're back face to face. There's also information on our syllabus about the cheating policy and the penalty for cheating, and an electronic use policy. At the bottom of the syllabus, depending on which one you have, there's also a link that's specific. I don't know if I want to show that either. I'm scrolling down slowly. So you can see that there's a link, but you see the link is right underneath this. Again, I don't want a student to copy down the wrong link. But this syllabus you saw was on our landing page. It's in course information and orientation. It's also been emailed out. So please, with your student and with your parent or guardian, read this, both sign the Google link that is posted there on that particular page. All right, I think that's it on the syllabus. So let's go now to course information folder again. You can click on that hyperlink. That takes us back to where we were. I believe we've covered everything in here. Oh, this again, if a student's absent, for instance, on this particular day, this one was harder to navigate than just putting directions in like a PDF or on Schoology directly. So I recorded a video session on how to navigate this activity. So if your student is absent, do look for a video recording, and that would help them navigate what we did in class that particular day that they're absent. Okay, so we can navigate this way and get to, I'll show you an example of one of our courses, or I'm sorry, one of our units. This is Unit 1, Project Safety. We did this in both the intro class and in the architecture, drawing, and design, because we're going to be, you know, using tools of different sorts in both classes. So here's an overview of the course. It gives a description of what we're covering for the time period. Here's some discussion boards, some chats, and students get credit for having done that, completed that in class. Here's the PowerPoint. We always post the materials that we're using in the particular class in that unit folder. So the safety intro PowerPoint would be in Unit 1 about project safety. Again, here are some of those narrated PowerPoints. We covered this in 3 different classes. It took us a little longer to cover than we anticipated, but you know, here's information like the first day, the second day, and on the third day, it actually kind of does the wrap up, and then it talks to the students, or I talk the students through how to go ahead and sign your safety contract, how to submit that to me, and then also information about taking the post test. And so here, we're asking that students score a 50 out of 50, which is hard, but they've got all the resources they need. They've got another folder with additional resources here, and they can take it multiple times, but we want to make sure that the students get all the safety data right, because safety is very important. So if you know, you can go to this folder and click on your particular assignment that way. Sorry, a little distraction next to me. You might also see, it looks like people practicing outside the window there as well. Okay, so I think that about does it. Let's just go back to our landing page. As I mentioned, there's several different ways to get a hold of me. Students tend to message me through this messaging button. This is a great way to reach me, as well as email, of course. You know, some students have been sending their safety contracts this way, so that's why it looks like a lot of messages, but I am checking it multiple times a day and responding to students. You know, if they have a question about their safety post test, for instance. So that's probably the quickest and easiest way that students are getting a hold of me. But then again, if you have any questions, you can certainly email me, call me at the number I gave you. I look forward to getting to know you, talking with you, getting to know your students better. And I look forward to having a great year. So thanks for hanging out and getting a little orientation to my courses. And I will hopefully talk with you soon. Thanks. Take care.